Good evening, good evening. I need to update the team and get the image updated. Just give me 2 seconds. The team has been announced and it's massive. It's the same team as the weekend, but currently Celtic are sitting fourth in the Champions League. With the early games that's kicked off, Brest has went top of the Champions League. Sparta Prague has went into second. They are currently drawing 1-1. If Celtic draw 1-1, Celtic would go back above them. So Celtic need to get some kind of result tonight to make sure that they do maintain that position. What do you think about the team? The team: Schmeichel, Johnson, Trusty, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Arnie Engels, Paulo Bernardo as a called right, and Kuhn, Maida and Kyogo. Pretty much the same team as the weekend. It's unchanged, but the big shock is on the bench, the players that are on the bench, and there's some fantastic players on the bench, and one getting his first chance at Champions League level on the bench is Luke. Yes, Luke McCowan getting his experience at Champions League level. He is one for the future when it comes to Celtic. On the bench is Sinisalo, Bain, Palma, Ida, Valle, Yang, McCowan, Norrocky, Hatate, Forrest, Ralston and Welsh. You've got to say it's a strong bench. Luke can come on. He can come on and make a change in midfield. He's the only really person that we've got in the middle of the field that could come on, isn't he? When you look at the rest, they're all defenders or... I mean, you've got Ida, you've got Palma, Yang, Forrest. So I'll tell you one thing, the manager is going for it, and he is expecting Hatate or McCowan to come on in the second half. And who will come on? Will it be Hatate or will it be Luke McCowan? That would be an interesting one if he was to get the shout over and above the one and only Paulo, over the one and only Rio Hatate in that midfield. Right, let's jump into the comments section. We're going to keep the live table up just to see if there's any changes. No changes as yet. Sparta, I want that one. I want to keep it at 1-1. If that finishes 1-1, that's good for Celtic, because Celtic have got a way bigger goal difference. If Celtic can get a draw, at least a draw in this evening's game, it would push us back up above them. So it all comes down to the teams that are playing tonight and how much they could score to push Celtic down the league. The shock merchants of match day 1. Match day 2 has started. We have on the chat, we've got Liam Miles, evening troops, Paul Bears in the house, Tam Mack, Gerard. Come on, for fuck's sake. Says Gerard. Mr. Quinn's in the house. Hail, hail, Baz. Kevin McKinley's in the house. Hail, hail, Troops. Paul Bell. Hail, hail, everyone. Yes, come on, Celtic. Hello again, Baz. And the Troops is Lorna. I think I might do a half-time show. I'm not too sure, but if not, it'll be a full-time one. Because I think I'm just going to watch it in the house. I've had 2 late nights. I can't really be bothered going out tonight. Paul McCoon says 2-1. 2-0, okay with 2-1. Celtic, hail, hail. Celtic women, and hail, hail, everyone. Sean is in the house. Didn't expect Rio to be benched. Did expect Rio to be benched. I thought Paulo Bernardo and Arnie Engels are the future of the club. Brendan knows that. I think when McGregor hands up his boots, you then have young Luke that's going to come in and fill his position in the long term. So yeah, I think it's a good, strong team to have a real go at European level. And we spoke about it in the live earlier on tonight. I mean, Rio Hatate is a fantastic player, but when it comes to European experience and European thinking, you've got to think of that European mentality and the way that players are brought up with European football. Hatate doesn't have that, and maybe that's why Brendan's went, do you know what, I need to go with the European players because they know what to expect at this level. They know how to play, and we've all said it, you can get a fantastic 45 to 50, 60, 70 minutes maybe out of Rio Hatate, but it's that 20-minute spell that he goes missing in games, and maybe doesn't chase back as much. I don't know, but Brendan's made the shout, and in Brendan we trust. Nicola says, all right, guys and boys and girls, come on hoops, hail hail for the Milton Provost. Stephen Johnston is in the house. Hail hail, Stephen, says Lorna. Good evening, Lorna, says Stephen. Hope you're okay, darling. Go on yourself, Stephen, Mr. Lava. Liz Donnelly is in the house also. Let's just jump through holes. The Huns are green with envy tonight. Yes, the R says. Score prediction. I'm still going to go for a score draw. I think that a score draw would be a fantastic result for Celtic. We've never... I can only go on our previous... I can't even think of previous games because this is a brand new midfield for European football. And I think that Brendan's building something here with European football in mind. And when I look at that team, it should be able to do something. But we're talking about, let's be realistic, we're talking about the team that got into the final of the Champions League last season. If we went to Spain, if this game was in Spain, it was in Madrid, look what happened to us the last 2 years in Madrid. It's not been very pretty. Ultimately, it's a completely different team from then. Schmeichel gives us something about a confidence at the back. Scales is a year down the line and better. Trusty, people will say that, well, this is the game that Trusty was brought in for. But for me, it's the midfield. McGregor, Engels, Bernardo, Kuhn, Maida and Kyogo. That triangle of players, I think the best we can hope for is a score draw. Ultimately, I've stuck to the score draw. I would love Celtic to win. Absolutely love it. And if they do win, I'll need to shut the door and try and put soundproofing up because my mother and the missus will probably be sleeping at that time of night. And I think that it would be fantastic. But a safe bet for me would be a draw. Just to maintain what we do have. And that would be a fantastic result. For Celtic to go to Germany and get absolutely anything out of the game would be fantastic. If we were to get a win, oh my God, wait till you see me after the game. Davy Stewart is going for a 1-1. Tim, hail from Crail at work, but still buzzing for the Celtic. Crail, what are you doing in Crail? David Burke, hail Baz from Armagh. He's going for 2-0. The good old county of Armagh. Those fighting men from Armagh. Paulo deserves his place. He does that. Paulo deserves his place. Don't mention Tifos, Monty's here. Why are you not allowed to mention Tifos? The channel was built on Tifos. Tifogate. What's going on with Tifos? Have I missed something? Hello, Stephen Johnson says Gary. Don't mention this. Monty's going for Dortmund 2, Celtic 3. Now, if that was to be the case, we would have another two goals against us, so we would gain by 1 goal. I don't think Celtic are going to lose 2 goals. I think that there's every chance that this could be a narrow 1-1 game, or it going either way, a 2-1 to Celtic, a 2-1 to Dortmund. I don't see it being... I think it's going to be a very cautious game. I think the Germans are going to throw caution to the wind with Celtic once they realise the speed of Kuhn, who is fantastic, when they see the speed of Dice and Maida, when they see the speed of Kyogo playing on the back line of that defence, they'll have second thoughts about pushing up the park and trying to do what they do. And the Germans are very defensive as well. You've got to remember that. They are very, very defensive in the way that they set up in a European term. They do make it hard to break down. So it will be up to Celtic. If they do come out enough, it's hitting on the break. And it could be a case that we are ourselves very defensive tonight, very solid, trying to shut them down in that midfield area, because this is where it is going to tick for Celtic tonight. If the midfield 3 and the wingers all go into a compact midfield 5 and we break down the Germans in that midfield, Brendan Rodgers would have won a watch, because he's got Kyogo up front that he knows that's got the pace to get in behind the strikers. And ultimately, if we break them down in the midfield and hit them on the break really fast, which I think Celtic will do, and we all know that they can do that, it's going to make for an interesting game. But I still think it'll be a score draw. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get Celtic win. But the best bet I could only think of is a score draw. Lorna Gallagher is going for 2-1. Carly's still going for 2-0 Celtic. I hope you're right, Carly, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're so right. Michael Ross is going for 3-2 Celtic. David says it's important that we keep 11 players on the park. Ultimately, yes. James Beattie's going for 2-2. Also, he's with me on that one. It's going to come down. And Maida got sent off in the Champions League last year, and I thought he was unlucky to get sent off. And it's going to be a case of let's just make sure that we do everything right. Brendan Rodgers has completely changed the way that we play this season. He's made us more thoughtful, and ever since pre-season, the whole focus of Celtic is how we perform in the Champions League. Gone are the days where we play one style of football in Scottish football, and then when we step up to the Champions League, we try to play a different style of football. Brendan Rodgers has went, no, we're going to play the one style of football all the time. And if it makes us dominate Scottish football, even better. But if it makes it the ease into the Champions League games, if it makes us just hold our confidence going into those games, we'll be able to achieve something that hasn't been achieved by the club in a very long time. Now, people say success is getting into the next round. People say success is 12 points this season. It's been a long time since Celtic got anywhere near 12 points in the Champions League, and I know it's a new format and it's a fantastic opportunity for this group of players to put their name down in history and try and achieve something that hasn't been done before. Will Celtic do it? Well, we're only just over 35 minutes to go till kick-off. Carly is still going for 2-0. Michael's saying 3-2. David Foster says we need to keep the 11 players on. James Beattie is agreeing with me. 2-2. T1 saying come on the boys. Hatate gives the ball away too much, says Daco. Well, you're right. You are right there. And that is the issue. He does give the ball away too much. And at this level, you can't do that. You can't do that. You get punished. We will get punished. And it's like I said, Brendan's building for the future. He's building for the future. Big Ghost on his own with Stan, TNT. Owen Hargraves also thinks Celtic will win. Owen Hargraves knows a thing or two about about German football. And Owen Hargraves, wasn't he in the team of Man United when they won the Champions League? Lanky would be happy with 3-3. There's definitely a lot of goals in this game. Let's hope it's not a big scoring game. I know that there is a lot of goals in Celtic. I've got the firepower to score a lot of goals, but I would rather it was a really tight game going into this, coming out the other end, and I want Celtic to be in and thereabout. It's still 4-0. 4-0. Brest are winning 4-0, which is good for them because they must have won the first game 2. They must have won their first game 2. They're on 6 points. No, they must have won it 2-1. They must have won their first game 2-1. So they do have that one goal against them. If Celtic have got any aspirations to try and stay up the top of this, I mean, there's Celtic in 4th position. If Celtic have got any aspirations at all to try and stay at this end of the Champions League for as long as we can, and to maintain that fine standing in Europe, we need to get something out of the game tonight. And it's not a case of if we can win and what can we win by. It is just a case of trying to maintain. Could you imagine the confidence? Could you really imagine the confidence of these players if come the end of the evening we're still in the top 6 to say in the Champions League? That would be a massive, I mean, people around Europe would say, look, change of style and we will score 4. No change of style and we'll score 4. Engels and Kuhn will prove a point tonight. They'll be on their A game, says Lanky. Yep, I think they will. And I just wonder, Lanky, if the manager had managed to get that other player that he wanted, the other Ange, if we had managed to get him in the previous window if he didn't get injured. Wonder what difference he would have made to this team. Chris is going for 2-2. Hail, hail. Can he shake after 2-0 feeling, says Carly. We're due a good Champions League result away from home at some point. We are that. We get the 3 points tonight. No time will be going to sleep. No Celtic fan around the world will be going to sleep if Celtic were to get anything like a win tonight. And Jim McCarthy says, hi Stephen, hope you're good, pal. And I've not got anything to drink. Where's your mum? Go and get your mum. Go and ask her to get me a drink. Go and get her. Where's your mama? Go get her. Hello, hand of God. Don't know what she is. And my throat's dry. The future starts now, Baz. It does that, Paul Baird. Petrov says 4-1 Celtic. Did Petrov really say 4-1 Celtic? I predicted 2-0 or 2-1 Celtic. Wolf, if Owen Hargreaves and Petrov are saying that Celtic are going to win by that number of goals, my God, can you imagine the media tomorrow? Hail from North London comes Cineris. He says that 1-0 will do. 1-0. Carly's still going for 2-0. Malcolm Ross says he's so excited that he just can't hide it. Jamesy boy has got butterflies. It's butterflies time. It's butterflies and dry throat time. Amazing if we can get a result tonight. I'm buzzing. Just think about it. This would go up there. If we were to get any kind of result tonight, this would be up there with that famous Barcelona win. That would be up there with that famous Barcelona win if Celtic were to do the unthinkable tonight. I mean, when you think about it, back that year, we weren't expected to win against Barcelona. Nobody thought that we would win against Barcelona until Tony Watt gets the ball, a breakaway ball just on just over the halfway line, and takes it on himself to run towards the Barcelona goal and take a shot, and the stadium goes into absolute pandemonium and meltdown. The noise that was created that evening was absolutely something else. Can the Celtic fans recreate that tonight in Germany? And I'm sure my Facebook will be full of it tomorrow. Yang, Forrest, Rio, Eider, McCown, subs if needed. Yep, fantastic subs. Ewan Boy says it's Bucky time. Oh, I've got red wine in the fridge. Hey, Bernardo and Engels will be key tonight, says Gary Haycroft. They will be. They'll be absolutely key. They are the future of the club. They're the way that the manager sees us playing. I still think that we're one or two players away from what Brendan Rodgers really wants us to be playing like. I think we're still one or two first team players away from Brendan having his ultimate Celtic team. But it's all about the players that he does have tonight. And the first team's obviously Schmeichel, Johnson, Trusty, Scales, and Taylor at the back. McGregor, Engels, Bernardo. We said that in the live earlier on today. And then Kuhn, Maida, and Kyogo. Sinisalo, Bain, Palma. Bain's just getting free wages, isn't he? It's like a travel pass. It's like Bain's retired and he's on his pension. He's got a free bus pass. Free bus pass for trips around Europe. He's never going to get on the team, is he? He's never going to get on the field. But it is just a free bus pass round about Europe for Scott Bain, who's only in that team for the Scottish contingent. Let it be said. When have you ever seen the whole three goalies? Because we never done that last season, did we? I can't remember. Then you've got Palma. Big game if Palma was to come on. Ida. Baye. Yang. Luke McCown, Norobke, Rocky, just call him Rocky, Hatate, Forrest, Ralston and Welsh. Now, I said the worst thing for me would be if I were in a situation where, I don't mean this in a mean way, but Ralston and Welsh are the weak links on that bench. They are the weak links on the bench, and they are only there to make up the Scottish contingent, unfortunately for us. But those two, for me, are the weak links on the bench. Carly is about to lose it. We have goals on the pitch and the bench tonight, says Mr. Quinn. Are you going to lose control? I like it, Michael Ross says Lorna. Hargreaves done, says Wilson Q. Kyogo will score. We need Kyogo to score. Carly's lost control. There we go. Baz, let's make sure history, a win in Germany will be the first, I say, 2-1 to Celtic. Your stomach's in, not so's mine actually. I need a drink. Pray Bain doesn't come on ever. Bain has retired, hasn't he? Bain will go down as one of those Celtic quiz questions. McCarthy hat-trick tonight. Bain will go down as one of those Celtic quiz questions. Who won 24 titles with Celtic but only played one season? Who won 24 trophies with Celtic and only played one season in an illustrious career of sitting on the bench and getting a bus pass for a free trip around Europe? And oh, Scott, I'm sorry if you ever watched these. We're only kidding on. Carly's stomachs are knots. McCarthy is in his suitcase. That wouldn't surprise me. McCarthy has to be somewhere and we don't know where he is. Dortmund may be going through a mad phase, but don't underestimate them, says Lanky. You can never underestimate teams in Europe. I mean, what they call a bad phase is not really a bad phase, is it? It's not as if they're doing a Sevco. Do you know what I mean? It's what they call a bad phase isn't really a bad phase. It's just not being as goal scoring and as solid at the back. Dortmund might be going through a bad phase, says Lanky, but we've not to underestimate them. Go and have a drink, man. Lol. Are you in the living room? Where are you? Could you get me a drink, please? 20 trophies. He's only played 20 minutes. Of course he's only played 20 minutes, but at the end of his career he would have won around about 20. Scott Bain's bound to have won. I mean, he's been here since the first time Brendan was here. Hey, well, Lanky says, Mr. Quinn, unbeaten in 18 home European ties is Dortmund. Chris has brought us all back down to earth. Chris has brought us all back down to earth with that statement that they're unbeaten in 18 home European ties. If they're unbeaten, it means they can draw. And I still go for a draw tonight. If Celtic were to get a draw tonight, it would be a fantastic one. Green Smoke says, we can't underestimate any teams away from home. And we can't. It's just unthinkable if we think that. You just have to look at the way that Celtic have performed over the years. And the only good thing is that Blink, I don't want Celtic TV, I want TNT. Anyway, I never said underestimate St Johnson. That's why I said 7-0. Baz, I hope your mum is having a good holiday. She's had a fantastic holiday, I think. You know what mums are like. Just get on with it. No, she's had cardiac wards on standby for all the heart attacks if Celtic get the result tonight. That's not funny. Because I remember there was a guy actually had a heart attack at Celtic Park in front of us. Thank you, dear. Yeah. It's the 2024 edition of Huntiers. Rather fruity, a little bit bitter. Nothing orange in sight. The last team to beat them was the Huns, so never say never. Don't say that. Who signed Bain? Was it not Rodgers? If it wasn't Rodgers, it would have. I don't know who signed Bain. Big test for Trusty. I can't remember. He's been at the club that long. He has been at the club that long. Who signed Bain? Who's responsible for Bain? Lambert is on now. Need to go get ready and rumble, says Gerard Napier. I need to get the TV on. Thank you all to the hand of God. Yes, thank you to the hand of God. There's just to the hand of God. Huntiers 2012 final cask. That is definitely hilarious, says Carly. Merch idea, Huntiers mug pint glasses. We've already got them. James Beattie, we already have them. And they're too expensive. Because the company that we get them for is they're just unbelievable. Let me just get one of the Huns Tears. We've got Huns Tears mugs, the latest ones. Huns Tears mugs and pint glass. Huntiers pint glass. There you go. And I'll just put it on here. There's your Huntiers pint glass for Christmas. Bain's money for nothing. Kids go free. It was Lenny who signed them, who signed Bain. No, it was Lenny that signed Bain. There you go. After it was Lenny that signed Bain. Was it all? After Rodgers. Rogers signed De Vries. Lenny signed Bain. Well, there we go. Say no more. Say no more. How to put you in a downer before a Champions League game, eh? Talking about Scott Bain. Here we go, troops. Onward to Celtic to victory. Now I know, says James Beattie. And let's have a look at some of the headlines after that Celtic team announcement this either. Green Brigade provide details of the Borussia Dortmund away Tifo plans. Right, let's look at the Green Brigade. I've never even looked at anything online today. North Curve. Information for the Tifo Borussia Dortmund versus Celtic the 1st of October. The Green Brigade has prepared a Tifo for tonight's match, which covers Block 61, the standing section. We kindly ask all fans in the area to take your place early and to use the material as the Celtic team enters the field until the Champions League anthem finishes. There will be a further action at the start of the second half. Once again, we ask the fans in the same block for your participation. If you go to Germany, you will see us there. And that will probably be what's on the Tifo this evening. And the North Curve Celtic have also reposted a Lebanon fundraiser. Now, the last time I talked about a Gaza thing, the channel went into meltdown, but I think we can all believe that we'll know what's going on in Lebanon. We don't want to talk about politics, but yeah, big up the Green Brigade for doing that. And let me just... It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. Pre-order this. All profits go to... There we go. I'll actually repost that because I'm all for doing stuff for charity. There we go. I'm on my 7th tin of lager. I'd love to be in Scott Bain. I'd love to be on the Scott Bain plan. The Scott Bain plan. Yep. And I need a gallon of 100 tears. Think about that. What is the Scott Bain plan? He's like Scrooge's son, just sits there and watches the money pile up and doing absolutely nothing. Anyway, we move on for that. I'll be watching while working this afternoon from my office in Manhattan. Thank you, always as Baz, says James Beattie. James Beattie is one of the fantastic guys on this channel who does also shout out to us on the land of Twitter. Yes, it's the X now. I still call it Twitter. Anyway, he comes in from the good old US of A, and he's one of the good guys on the channel. I will be doing a live straight after the game tonight. It will be the green wall. Will it be the green wall that will be on the Tifo? I will have to just wait and see. Lorna is going. Right, troops, I'm off. Catch you later. Enjoy it on the hoops. Yeah, I'm going to get ready. I need to get this working. Wait a minute. Get the fire stick up and running. Just jump through some of the comments. Late to the show, Baz, hail for Canada. He's going 4-2. The boys, says John, coming in from Canada. I'll be glossing whilst watching. What? How can you honestly be painting whilst watching the game? Glossing especially. You're like, smelling that gloss, man. I'm hoping I'm going to change my knacks multiple times tonight. Obviously, I don't want to be shit myself, but I'm happy. Nearly. Anyway, and let me see what other headlines are kicking about. Off to watch the game, says Gary. Green Brigade provide details of the Tifo. Strength and weaknesses. Lewis Palmer's mature social media decision. Brendan Rodgers names the Celtic side to face Borussia Dortmund, says STV. And that's it. There's nothing other sexy than that. Anyway, that is us for this evening. Let's have one look at the Champions League to still see if there's been any change. Sparta's finished. So, Celtic get a draw tonight. And we go above them. Can Celtic maintain a position above Sparta this evening? All we would need is a draw that would keep us in and around the top 6 of the Champions League. Can Celtic get a draw this evening? It's almost time to get ready to rumble. On that note, I'll just say goodbye to the people that are still in the chat. Canny set a piece, says Carly. Sweaty palms a lot. Me too. Buzzing for it. See you after the game, and let's just hope it is the right result for Celtic. And I'm also doing this. I'll just finish off. I'll put this up here.